What's up, everybody? It's Andrew Vose here, bringing you all things living in Pensacola and surrounding areas. If you feel like this can provide some value, like, share, comment. I'm here with Big Swole Abel with DR. Why are you smiling, dude?
It's the facts.
Yeah,
it's the facts.
With DR Horton. Fun fact about him, amazing fact actually. He is, for this month, he is the #1 guy in sales, right? He's
yes,
absolutely
sir.
crushing. He's 2 away from the President's Club, right?
20, yeah.
20. Oh, 20 away from the
20,
President's Club.
20.
My bad.
Almost there.
But he's going to get it.
Yeah.
He's doing amazing. And what I love about this guy is he's very communicative. He's always on it. He's always sending us, hey, this deal fell out of contract, or we got new inventory or something like that, which is awesome, right? He's actually doing his job, which is few and far between nowadays.
That's right.
People are just waiting for things to come to them. But we're out here at the residence at Nature's Creek.
Correct.
Townhomes that run starting at $274.99, right?
Currently, yeah.
Currently.
Yep.
And everything's, just want to say, everything's subject to change as new things are being sold and prices could go up. So tell us about this community. Why do you love it?
Definitely. Well, Andrew, first of all, my brother, good to see you again. You know how we do.
Yeah.
Right? I want to first bring up that this community here, right behind us, is our first 2 phases here. It has a community pool, gated area. This here is phase 3. I know it doesn't look like much, but there will be some beautiful townhomes here at some point. 4 sides, hardwood board, granite countertops, EVP flooring, 3, 2.5, over 1,500 square feet, 1-car garage, all right? Now, that's a lot to kind of consume, but the biggest thing is location, right?
Yeah.
So right now, we are only 5 minutes outside of I-10, right? From there, straight shot to Pensacola Beach, Gulf Breeze, I mean, you name it. You know, we're about an hour and a half from Destin, 35 from Pensacola Beach, about 25 from Perdido Key Beach, about 35 from Orange Beach. So, I mean, you are in a primetime location. And another fun fact, you're only literally seconds from the brand new Navy Federal complex that they have the walking trails, you know, community center, all that fun stuff. So here in Escambia County, and specifically right outside of Pensacola and Beulah, 5526, they are coming up so much, and this community can be a huge thing for first-time home buyers, long-term rentals. I mean, the options are really kind of endless.
Yeah.
And the price point right now, not to cut you off.
Yeah,
but
no, you're
price
good.
Point, the price point is what I'm really kind of driven off, because just today I sold 2 in here this morning because I've been talking to a guy. He's already pre-approved. He says, man, first-time home buyer, but he wants to eventually have a rental, you know, 3-4 years down the line. And I said, dude, right now in this area, you know, you're gonna get that foundational pricing, because at the beginning of all of our phases, they're always a lot lower, right?
Yeah.
And then we start ticking up, $2,000 here, $3,000 there, $4,000 there. And another good thing about this guy that really kind of brought me full circle was we had over an hour convo where he said, Abel, I want the house. I want X, Y, and Z. He's like, but I'm so scared of the market. I'm so scared of, you know, this and that. What can you tell me to kind of bring me back down and, you know, kind of relieve me, right?
Yeah.
And I said, it's a great question. And I thought back to the last 3 months, right? Really the last 6 months where we've seen that huge drop off, right? Because here we only deal in facts, Andrew and myself. Only facts. I deal in black and white. I deal in science. I don't deal with the what ifs here. I'm all in facts here. In the last 6 months, when we had that huge drop off, right? There was the whole crash and this and that and all these things happening, right?
Well, that's been happening. The crash has been happening for like 13 years.
Right,
Well,
exactly,
like,
right.
It's coming,
Perfect,
it's coming.
yeah. But I'm talking post-COVID.
Yeah.
People are buying sight unseen, 2% interest rates, unheard of things, right, in this country, right? So now we're circling up to, I think, what, convention was up to 6.5, almost 7, right, 7.5.
Yep.
Just last week, I had a buyer locked hedge pricing for the conventional rate, 6%. We had our government rates at 5.75 to 5.50. I'm at 5.25 today.
Well, so the cool thing about mortgage rates is they've actually, and I'm not a mortgage guy.
Me either, by the way.
But they have been consistent in staying put for the last 5 weeks. So they haven't gone up, they haven't gone down extreme amounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So last 5 weeks. So we're kind of seeing some stability in the market, which is good. Now, I do want to talk to you about one thing.
Yeah.
So some people have reservations on townhomes, right? They're like, oh, I don't want to share a wall or 2 walls or something like that.
Definitely.
So I want to debunk why I think a starter home or a good starter home is a townhome, right? And then I also want to touch on the fact, some of the covenants. Can you do short-term and long-term here?
Not in here, only a long-term here.
Okay, only long-term. So that's great. So you can have somebody pay your mortgage for you long-term, you know, 6 to 12 months lease. All right, so Why a townhome versus single family home for a starter home?
Starting out, I mean, I would say the biggest thing, honestly, is obviously it's all relative
Price.
per person, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, the price and the amount of home that you're getting for that lower price, right? Now, again, you don't have that 2-car garage, but you have that 1-car garage, and typically somebody buying a townhouse, they might be empty nesters, or they might, just have their first baby, right?
Yeah.
So it's still big enough, and you can still grow with it together for that first 1 to 5 years. Whereas from there, you might have a second kid, you might have a job change, all these different variables, but the biggest thing is you own where you live, right? And it's not really for too much. Right now, under 300 for granite, hardy board, in this up-and-coming area, it's unheard of. And the best part is, we're paying closing costs. We're offering different things right now, and by the time that you watch this, it'll probably be over. But these first 5 contracts in here, we're giving away a moving package. Washer, dryer, fridge, and blinds, and guess what? I already locked up 2 of them. So
what you're saying is we got to get the other 3.
That's right. So,
all right, cool. Sorry, I was getting the bug.
You're good.
Fighting out bugs
me
and
around
stuff.
here.
Yeah.
So as matter of fact as I am, and I've always been this way, but talking to the buyer last night, and I said, man, listen, do I want you to get this house? Because I think it's a good choice for you, for sure. And what you've kind of told me and your whole kind of lifestyle and what his plan is for the next 5 to 10 years, he wants to eventually have a few properties, kind of go down that route of, with the whole different rentals.
Yeah, building that investment portfolio.
Right?
Yep, exactly.
So he's trying to start out there, and I said, man, the amount of options, and again, this can all vary based on real estate, but the amount of options in this area alone in Pensacola Beach in a totality is just up and coming.
Yeah, and I do want to touch on, so new construction, even though we've seen it go back a little bit, new construction always leads pricing, right? So as new homes are being built, and we are still on a shortage of homes.
That's right.
Nationally. So the more homes that are being built, the more appreciation you're going to get on your home, existing and new. So if you get in a good phase or a good time, or any time really, and things are still selling, or new communities are being built around you, right, within a 1-mile radius, your home appreciation is going to still go.
Yeah, and I can only speak to, obviously, the builder that I work for, and I'm doing the president,
Well, you're preparing for the President's Club.
There
so
we go.
Like
good call back there. But it's a proven fact, and I only deal in fact, it's a proven fact that equity value and equity option is always a thing when you're at a phase like this, and then we start buying, because the moment that we start selling, they tick up every single time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can, and I never use the G word, but I can almost for certain say to you, with my buyer that I wrote last night, by the time that he closes in 3.5 months, he'll have at least have, $10,000, $12,000 in equity. It may be more, because the summertime, as you know, for the military, is that big PCS, and around here, it's going to be all Navy, right? We're 28 minutes from NAS, okay? So the proof is in the pudding here. It's not much of when you compare resale, I've never in this last year, to speak, seen apples to oranges when it comes to numbers, when it comes to resale, as far as comparing both. If it's a numbers game, you're not going to beat us. It's just not possible. Not over here. Yeah,
let's touch on 2 things, because I personally, my first home, well, not my first home, my second home I ever bought was a new construction. It was with Richmond Homes in Colorado Springs. And I bought it. I could have bought an existing home, but why I loved it was, for one, I got to pick some stuff out before they were doing like spec homes. Now it's just not affordable it doesn't make sense for a lot of builders to do customs or something like that. But what I got was, I got a bumper warranty. Everything was backed for, 5, 10 years, right? And it was mine, right? Nobody ever lived in it before. I didn't have to worry about cat pee.
That's the best part.
I didn't have to worry about anything. So let's touch a little bit on HOA costs. How much closing costs you guys cover, how much they would be out of the consumer's pocket if they were going to buy an existing home, and then some of the warranty stuff.
Definitely, well, that was a lot there. Well,
sorry.
Luckily, you picked a good guy to work with here.
President's Club.
HOA costs in this community currently $720 annually. Okay, and for being a gated community and having a pool, that's very low, right? Obviously, townhomes can have sprinklers already installed, all that fun stuff there, and they also do the lawn care here as well.
Oh, nice.
So aside from that, we also talked about what you were asking me about.
Home warranty.
And
then
perfect.
We'll talk about it.
Get a year warranty for everything on the inside. You get a 5-year HVAC warranty for parts, another 5 years after you get it registered, and then a 10-year structural warranty for everything on the outside, right? So that's, you know, slabs, siding, things like that.
And then closing costs. What do you guys cover, and what would the consumer be paying out of pocket if
So
they did?
right now on a conventional or a FHA, we're offering $10,000 towards closing costs. And I mean, at this price point, again, in this county, at $274,900, you're looking at about $12,500 in closing costs. So we're going to cover about 10 grand there, right? Now on the government rate, for that same FHA, we have the 10 grand, and we have a rate lock of 5.25% all the way through end of June currently that we are paying for you on behalf of you. Now for the military, you know, this is my favorite one. We're doing a dollar VA move-in where you put down $1,000 EMD earnest money deposit, and at closing, if you use our lender, I will give you a check for $999 and pay all your closing costs. You're gonna move into this brand new townhome for just $1, okay? Oof. And that same 5.25 rate lock. So again, unheard of, unmatched, and that's the thing, when you bring down that rate, you bring up that buying power, bring down that monthly mortgage, again, and that's what we want. If we're gonna end up renting it out, okay, I would rather a lower mortgage for the rent to be able to pay for itself. So.
Yeah, and we also, that's a great point there. And we also, it saves you from being mortgage poor, mortgage broke, right? Because we never want somebody just to be making it, right? So that frees up $50 to $100, right, extra a month.
That's crucial.
So I want to take them on a tour of the community.
Of course.
So let's do that.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right.